What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what is moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is down 3.12%. There was a certain level of optimism this morning, but just like that, it just goes down. So a couple things did come out. You had Jolt numbers, nothing really crazy. So Jolt quits were a little bit higher than the forecast. So 3.2 versus 3.21 the forecast, and then the openings 7.7 and then 7.5 million. So I think for face value, if you look at this information, it's not all that bad. Of course, job openings increasing is relatively bullish for the broader economy, but if you couple this with the recent information that we have for unemployment with all the tariffs, it definitely does show that there's some cracking starting to occur in the labor market. So you had a little bit of a pullback because of this in the broader market, but it didn't really, that wasn't the dagger that caused this. Rather, what is coming from, I guess, essentially Canada. So in case you don't know, yesterday, not the federal government, but a province in Canada did hit the states with a 25% levy on any electricity that is being sent to, I think it is New York and a couple other states. I don't know why Doug Ford somehow decided to go rogue or if that was planned, but as everyone was anticipating, Trump did retaliate. So basically Trump stated that the tariffs are going to be 50% now, not 25, on all steel, aluminum, and so yeah, it's definitely escalating as far as that. So when it comes down to Lucid already stated in their Q4 earnings that just for face value, the tariffs would hit their margins. I think they stated between like 12 and 15%. So that's not good. Like Lucid isn't profitable as is, so they don't have the ability to freely just say, okay, yeah, 15% off of our margins are fine. That is going to really dramatically hurt the bottom line. So at the end of the day, this isn't good for either country, Canada or the States. I'm not really sure where Doug Ford kind of got off by doing this, but that is one of the main things that is causing the market to go down. And in fact, I believe even Trump did announce a state of emergency because of this. So unfortunately, the market is starting to pull back quite significantly. Shorts are taking advantage. So I think shorts just said F this because yesterday Lucid, for whatever reason, was defying the market. So it still closed red yesterday, but yesterday was definitely, it was saying F you to the market. Now shorts are doubling down, increasing 5.92 million shares. 25.52% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 309.03 million shares overall are being shorted. So like I stated, I think someone just really wants to hurt Lucid through shorts, because even if you compare it to other EVs, this type of crap is not happening. So it's always seems to be a Lucid specific problem. But let me know your general thoughts on that. Through this as well, IBKR does indicate roughly around 2.9 million shares. So it does go to show that shorts are really like using all their available resources, because for the last 6 months, there's only been like 2 times when it's been off of that in excess of 10 million. So if we kind of scroll down, it shows all the available shares. For the longest time, it was always in excess of 10 million up until like right here. But yeah, shorts are definitely using all the available shares. So if you are one of those types of individuals, you can kind of put on your AMC hat or GameStop or whatever floats your boat. And they always say, go to your broker and tell them that you do not want to lend out your shares. That could possibly help if that makes sense, but still, you do whatever floats your boat. No official news from Lucid itself, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. When it comes down to recent updates, the only thing I wanted to bring up was posted by Lucid Oasis. Just shows AMP2 facility, or the factory, is kind of on schedule and seems to be going better than anticipated. So I think they're supposed to be, was it 2026? So don't anticipate all that much in updates from them. But aside from that, it's not really much going on. Moving on from here, looking at options, 117,000 in calls, 140,000 in puts. 57% of all the options being done today are bearish in nature. So people are anticipating for a further breakdown. The market's been open 1 hour, so about 317,000 in total premiums. And depending on what does happen today, I'll do a PM video as well if people are interested, just to go over exactly everything that did happen, what shorts did and stuff like that. But based on the call options, there seems to be a consensus for it to be above 250, but optimism is slowly going down. There was a lot of consensus and optimism for it to be above 3 in the couple days prior, but unfortunately, given the market circumstances, like, you can be the most beneficial and profitable company out there, but if the economy itself is starting to talk about recession and whatever, then you're going to get dragged down with it. But the bears are anticipating for it to be sub $2 this week, so we'll just have to wait and see how that does play out. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So you had some buys. Like I said, like, the market did seem fairly good and optimistic that it wanted to move higher, but regrettably, just tariffs and data had other plans. But these are all the transactions occurring on the dark pool. So dark pool, as per usual, is fairly popular, with it closing right now at 201. It is below this S1, so it does show more of a full technical breakdown. So 206 is going to be the next strong target / resistance that you really want to watch for it to get above. But as far as data points, I don't see anything coming out today that could really help that. We have CPI coming out tomorrow, PPI on the following day. So just watch for 206. Flip side, 171 is going to be the next strong support. Quickly going over here, I'll give you a summary of everything. So there hasn't been any recent analyst ratings. So last one was done 4 days ago. So nothing crazy for that. That Elliott wave technical. So a lot of people like to look at this. Based on this, it does anticipate and is signaling more of a breakdown for it to be between that $1.50 and $1.70. So technicals, like I said, I think are largely broken and have been broken for a while, just given the market. It's been crap. It's been absolute crap out there. So very few stocks can actually be kind of moving higher, but still, one thing to take note of is, like I mentioned about this gap, if you do believe in that, sometimes whether it be 4 months down the line, 6 months, essentially that gap usually does need to be filled. But as of right now, this is a absolute horrific downtrend, so it is below all the key pivotal moving averages. Only positive to bring up is stochastic RSI, and that is very oversold. So let me know your thoughts on all of this. Given Lucid, if it does start to close, let's say below $1, you're going to have a lot of people talking about reverse stock splits, and obviously what that might mean for the stock and company itself. So just a lot more FUD most likely will be coming down the pipeline. So let me know your viewpoint on that. Maybe that is why shorts are doing what they're doing, just to try to get it to do that reverse stock split, because once a company does a reverse stock split, it's very hard to actually fight and stay alive from that stage, because it usually prompts a death spiral, if that kind of makes sense. So maybe that's what Shorts' bigger plan is. I'm not really sure. Let me know your general thoughts. Are you buying the dip with Lucid? Are you selling? What's your general kind of thoughts on everything that is happening across the board? There's a lot of random things happening in the market, but I don't know. What's your general 2 cents on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals, pop over to my Patreon to get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.